Every month, new films starring African-American actors and actresses are released on small and large screens. The blossoming skill of the finest up-and-coming performers was one thing that the 2020 epidemic couldn't stop. Here are the top 10 movies starring Black actors in 2021. Remember, if you watch the video to the end, we will donate a percentage of the video's profit to a charity that supports the Black community. Number 10, Space Jam 2, A New Legacy.
King James? I'm a cartoon? I'm shorter than Kevin Hart!
In this movie, superstar LeBron James plays a fictitious version of himself. The idea of the film is based on the age-old struggle between the successful father and his disappointing son. At first, the greatest athlete in the world struggles to comprehend Dom until he is forced to by Al-G Rhythm, played by Don Cheadle, a malevolent computer program who sucks father and son into the Warner Brothers serververse. James must lead Bugs Bunny and the rest of the notorious Looney Tunes to triumph over Al's digital champions on the court, the Goon Squad, a superpowered roster of basketball stars like you've never seen them before. This adventure is a furious blend of two worlds that demonstrates how far some parents will go to connect with their children. Number 9, The Harder They Fall.
Open it.
Rising actor Jonathan Mayers plays Nat Love, the hero, and Idris Elba plays Rufus Buck, the villain, in this unusual all-black Western Netflix film. Nat Love's parents were murdered by the renowned outlaw Rufus Buck when he was a child. Nat has grown up to be an outlaw in his own right. He robs other robbers, but he is still out for Rufus's vengeance. When Nat Love learns that his adversary is about to be released from prison, he gathers his winning gang to seek revenge. The Harder They Fall simply casts excellent Black performers in an action western in which they are the center of attention, driving a unique story of archetypes in a classic tale of retribution, greed, treachery, and heroism. Number 8, The United States versus Billie Holiday.
I was thinking of something more special. I'm downright flashy, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Billie Holiday.
This film is based on Johann Hari's book, Chasing the Scream, The First and Last Days of the War on Drugs, starring Andra Day in the lead role as Billie Holiday. Holiday was 44 years old when she died of liver disease in 1959, and flashes back to her bleak childhood before expanding to include many aspects of her life and personality. Andra Day's amazing performance was particularly outstanding. Her depiction of Billie Holiday was brilliant and respectful in every aspect. Imagining what great skill Billie has that transported her from the agony of her life into the realm that only the gift of music could offer. These movies listed here represent just the tip of the barrage of internationally recognized African-American blockbusters. Number 7, Spiral.
This package just came in.
Get everybody out of here.
Chris Rock stars as Detective Ezekiel Zeke Banks, who finds himself in the middle of a cat-and-mouse game being played by a jigsaw copycat murderer while simultaneously attempting to escape his father's shadow in Spiral. Marcus Banks, the father of Chris Rock's Zeke Banks, and former police chief, is played by Samuel L. Jackson, who assists his son in investigating the violent murders targeting law enforcement in Spiral. Spiral cleverly uses comic legend Chris Rock to defy expectations. The actor-comedian is a huge admirer of the Saw franchise and approached Lionsgate about a new sequel years before Spiral was released. Given his cult following, Rock's casting as Detective Zeke Banks makes a lot more sense. Spiral isn't a comedy, and anyone who thinks it is in for a harsh shock, in the nicest possible manner. Rock is a comet, but Spiral isn't. Number 6, Malcolm and Marie.
You are by far the most excruciating, difficult, stubbornly obnoxious woman I've ever met in my entire life. I fucking love you.
Malcolm and Marie, filmed exclusively starring John Washington and Zendaya, in and around the architecturally magnificent Caterpillar House. It follows a writer-director and his girlfriend whose relationship is put to the test on the night of his newest film's premiere when personal discoveries surface. If Malcolm and Marie does anything, it is to provide a platform to Washington who, despite the dull material he is given, is unfailingly casual and occasionally amusing. You will admire his tremendous swings for what they are, even when his capital A acting leaves him with nowhere to go, which mostly rests on the director. Number 5,
This is where it all
Candyman.
began. The story of Candyman. Local character, he walk around handing out candy to the neighborhood kids.
The film is the fourth movie in the Candyman film series, which is both frightening and thought-provoking, and it takes a modern approach to topics discussed in the original, such as the power of art and narrative. The original film followed a white semiotics graduate student studying the Candyman legend. This time a painter, portrayed by Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, takes the lead, bringing him with a host of new meanings. Candyman is a film about the stories we tell ourselves and each other. The film is much more than an urban legend. It's a discussion about what happens in real life. Number 4, respect.
How is Aretha doing?
Aretha's doing alright.
Just alright.
Jennifer Hudson, with her charm and exuberance, portrays Aretha Franklin's life, from singing in her father's church choir as a child to becoming an icon. It's a fascinating narrative of a less confident singer 15 years ago, becoming a more assertive, iconic celebrity and civil rights activist through the incredible journey of discovering one's voice and the difficulties that one encounters along the way. The fact that respect begins and concludes with Aretha singing in church is meant to give viewers a better understanding of the personal hardships of the process of becoming as well as the victories. Number 3, Zola. Y'all want to hear a story about why I and this bitch here fell out? It's a little lengthy, but it is packed with suspense. It stars Taylor Page as Zola, a part-time stripper who is persuaded to fly to Tampa, Florida, by a new acquaintance to make money, only to find herself in her head. The most compelling reason for the Zola craze is its unusual birth story. The film is the first to be fully based on a sequence of tweets, which were based on a genuine narrative told by a lady called Isaiah King, commonly known as Zola, in 2015. An in-depth investigation from the Washington Post analyzes the actual events behind the Twitter account and validates some of the incidents while discrediting others. Number 2, Judas and the Black Messiah.
Deputy Chairman Fred Hampton of the Illinois Black Panther Party.
Fred Hampton, a young dynamic activist, is elected chairman of the Black Panther Party's Illinois branch, putting him squarely in the sights of the government, the FBI, and the Chicago police. However, to derail the revolution, the authorities will require an insider. This movie is amusing and well-made, but the revolutionary spirit Hampton symbolizes is what will live on from the film. Number 1, King Richard.
What's going on? Everybody okay?
They got a call, said there was trouble in the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You all need to look around?
It's a little wet for
Will Smith plays the main character in this movie as Richard Williams, which follows tennis champions Venus and Serena Williams as they grow up under the tutelage of their dedicated, fanatically focused, and demanding father, Richard Williams. Richard is determined to take his children and the rest of his family into the sunlit uplands of multi-million-dollar pro sports glory by pure force of will amidst the seemingly insurmountable odds. This film portrays the narrative of these two great women through the eyes of their father and provides a thoughtful examination of how parents project their goals on their children, as well as parental anxiety in striving to do the right thing by one's children in general. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe and like the video. Also, if you want to support us, check out our Patreon page. Most importantly, if you watch to the end, you're awesome, and we will donate a portion of the video's profit to a charity that supports the Black community.